I thought it was just another Craigslist job. Something quick, something easy. But it led me to an abandoned place, completely alone, no signal, no way back. And that's when I realized, this wasn't a job offer, it was a trap.
He went into an abandoned hospital. No one knows the full story, not even his friends. Because after that day, he stopped talking about it completely. His name was Ethan Cole. He lived in Pennsylvania, USA. Ethan was an urban explorer. He made videos of abandoned places, old schools, empty houses, and forgotten hospitals. He wasn't someone who scared easily. That's why what happened to him still doesn't make sense. One night, Ethan received a strange message. It came from an unknown account. No profile picture, no name, just a location and one sentence. No one stays here after sunset. Ethan thought it was perfect for a video. Creepy place equals more views. So the next day, he packed his camera and went. The location led him into a forest area outside the city. There was no proper road, no signs. After walking for nearly an hour, he saw it. An old, broken hospital, hidden between tall trees. Windows shattered, walls dark and dirty. And something felt very wrong. There were no sounds, no birds, no wind, nothing. Ethan started recording. All right, guys, today we found something really strange. He sounded normal, but his hands were slightly shaking. The front gate was already open. Not broken, just open. He walked inside. The air felt heavy, hard to breathe. The walls had strange markings. Not words, symbols, like something scratched again and again. Room after room, empty. Old beds, broken chairs, dust everywhere. But Ethan had a feeling he wasn't alone. At exactly 3:12 p.m., he heard something. Footsteps from upstairs. Step, step, step. Slow, heavy. Ethan froze. Looked up. Silence. Then again. Step, step. Hello, he called out. No answer. But the footsteps stopped. Ethan decided to go upstairs. The staircase was dark. Too dark, even with a flashlight. Halfway up, he noticed something. Handprints. On the wall. They looked fresh. Not old. Not dusty. Fresh. Ethan's breathing got faster. But he kept going. The second floor was colder. Much colder. His camera started glitching. Screen flickering. Audio cutting. Then he saw a door. At the end of the hallway. Closed. All the other rooms were open. But this one was shut. There was a message scratched into the door. Don't let it see you. Ethan smiled nervously. Probably just to scare people. He opened the door. Inside, complete darkness. His flashlight barely worked. At first, nothing. Then, something in the corner. A shape, too dark to understand. Is someone there? Ethan whispered. No answer. He stepped inside. One step, two steps. Suddenly, bang! The door slammed shut behind him. Everything went silent. Even his own breathing. The camera fell to the floor, but it kept recording. What happened next? No one can fully explain. The video shows only darkness. But the audio is not normal. At first, nothing. Then, a voice. Not Ethan's voice. Soft, broken, whispering something again and again. At the end, the words became clear. You saw me. Then Ethan screamed. A loud, terrifying scream. And the video ended. 3 days later, Ethan was found sitting outside the hospital. Alive, but not okay. He didn't speak. Not a single word. Doctors said he was in shock. But something felt strange. His eyes, he kept staring at corners. At empty spaces. Like someone was still there. After a few weeks, he finally said one sentence. They don't like being seen. That was it. He never explained anything else. He stopped making videos. Stopped exploring. Never touched a camera again. And that hospital, people tried to find it. Using the same location. Same path. But it wasn't there. Just trees. Silence. Nothing else. Except, sometimes, if you go deep into that forest, you might hear footsteps. Above you. Even when there's no building there. The highway. It was supposed to be a simple American road trip. A family vacation through the rural stretches of Pennsylvania. Something peaceful. Something memorable. It turned into something only a few of them survived. The Carter family set out from Ohio on a Friday morning. 6 people total. David, father; Melissa, mother; their teenage son Jake; younger daughter Emily; David's younger brother Mark; and Mark's girlfriend Laura. They planned to visit a cabin near the Appalachian Forest, deep in Pennsylvania. No crowds, no city noise, just nature. Everything felt normal at first. Music in the car, fast food stops, laughing kids, road signs passing by one after another. But somewhere after they crossed a small town called Wellsboro, things started to feel different. The GPS lost signal. Not weak, not lagging, just gone. "Maybe it's the forest coverage," David said. Try to stay calm. But then the radio stopped working too. Static only. The road ahead became narrower, trees thicker, the sky darker than it should have been for late afternoon. Emily noticed first. Why are there no other cars? No one had an answer. Because she was right. They hadn't seen a single vehicle for almost 30 minutes. Then they saw a sign. Old, wooden, barely readable. Mark leaned forward. What does it say? David slowed down. The letters were faded but still visible. Do not take this route after 6 p.m. Melissa frowned. It's only 5:40, we're fine. But Jake pointed ahead. There's no other road. So they kept going. That was the mistake. At exactly 6:03 p.m., the car headlights flickered. Just once. Then again. The engine didn't stop, but felt like something had changed. The air outside became heavier, thicker, almost pressurized. Laura rolled down the window, slightly. Don't, Mark said quickly, but she already had. A cold wind rushed inside, and with it, a sound, not a scream, not a howl, something, like breathing, right beside the car. Did you hear that? Emily whispered. No one answered, because they all had. David slowed the car. We're stopping at the next safe point, he said firmly. But there wasn't one. Just forest. Endless forest. Then the road started repeating. The same broken fence. The same fallen tree. The same rusted mailbox. Jake's voice cracked. We passed that already. David shook his head. Impossible. But the GPS, even though offline, suddenly lit up. One word appeared. Turn back. Before anyone could react, the radio turned on by itself. Static stopped. A voice came through. Low. Calm. Too close. You're already inside. The car swerved. Melissa screamed. David hit the brakes. The vehicle stopped in the middle of the empty road. Silence again. Then something moved in the forest. Not fast. Not loud. Just watching. Mark grabbed a flashlight. I'll check, he said. No. Laura grabbed his arm. That's how these stories start. But he still opened the door. The moment his foot touched the ground, the flashlight flickered. Once. Twice. Then went out. Darkness swallowed him. Mark! David shouted. No answer. Only forest sounds. Then, a whisper from behind the car. Jake turned slowly and froze. There's someone standing there. A figure. Tall. Still. But not fully visible. Like it was behind static. Like reality couldn't fully render it. Melissa pulled Emily close. Don't look at it. But Emily was already staring. The figure raised its hand. Not waving. Pointing. At the road ahead. Then the car engine started again. By itself. David didn't hesitate this time. He drove. Fast. Too fast. They didn't speak for miles. No one did. Because Mark was gone. And no one knew how. Eventually, they reached a small gas station on the edge of town. Lights. People. Normality. They ran inside, asking for help. But the attendant looked confused. How many of you came out of the forest road? David replied instantly. 5. We lost one. The man frowned, then checked something under the counter. A register log. He looked back up. Slowly. Carefully. You came in 4. Silence. That's impossible, Melissa said. We were 6. The man shook his head. No, ma'am. Your vehicle was recorded entering the route with only 4 passengers. David felt his stomach drop. He looked at his family. Jake, Emily, Melissa, Laura. Only 4. No one spoke for a long time. Because the missing person wasn't just Mark. It was the fact that everyone remembered someone different being there. Different memories. Different versions. And when they checked their photos later, inside the forest segment of the trip, there was no one in the passenger seat beside David. Not even a shadow. except one image. Only one, taken automatically by the car dash camera at 6:03 p.m. It showed the empty road, but in the reflection of the windshield, something was sitting in the back seat, still, watching, and smiling. The Craigslist job that didn't exist. I never believed in too good to be true warnings, until I answered a Craigslist ad that shouldn't have been there in the first place. It started on a quiet Tuesday night. I was broke, scrolling through odd jobs on Craigslist, looking for anything that paid fast. Delivery work, cleaning gigs, anything. Then I saw it. Urgent. One-night job, $1,200 cash. No experience needed. No questions asked. The post had almost no details. Just a location and a number. That alone should have been a red flag. But the payment, $1,200 for one night. I clicked before thinking. The location was an old warehouse on the edge of the city, somewhere I had passed many times but never noticed anyone going in or out. I texted the number. Within a minute, I got a reply. Be here at 11:30 p.m. Don't be late. Don't talk to anyone inside. That was it. No explanation. No name. Still, I went. The warehouse. At exactly 11:27 p.m., I stood outside the building. It was worse than I expected. The warehouse was huge, rusted, and completely silent. No lights except a dim red bulb above the door. A man was waiting for me outside. He didn't introduce himself. He just looked at me for a few seconds and said, "Phone off." Now, I hesitated. He didn't blink, so I turned it off. He opened the door. The moment I stepped inside, I felt it. Something was wrong with the air. It felt heavier, like breathing inside a closed coffin. Inside, there were about 10 people already standing in a line. All strangers. All silent. None of them looked at me. The man pointed me toward the line. I joined. No one spoke. That was the first rule I realized without being told. The instructions. After a few minutes, another man came in. Older, wearing a suit that looked too clean for this place. He stood in front of us and said, "You will each enter a room. You will do what is asked. You will not ask why." That was all. Then he pointed to the first person in line. The door opened. The man went inside. It closed behind him. And then silence. No sounds. Not even footsteps. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. The door opened again. The man came out. But something was off. He was pale, sweating, avoiding eye contact. He walked straight out of the warehouse without saying a word. Next person went in. Same thing. No explanation. No sound. Just people going in and leaving different. When my turn got closer, my hand started shaking. I asked the man next to me, "What is this job?" He didn't answer. He just stared forward like he didn't hear me. That's when I noticed something even worse. Nobody looked normal anymore. Everyone who came out avoided looking at the doors, like they were afraid of remembering what they saw. My turn. Finally, my name wasn't called. They didn't even ask for it. They just pointed at me. The door opened. I stepped inside, and immediately, everything changed. The room was small, empty, one chair in the middle, one camera in the corner, and a speaker above me. Then a voice came through it. "Calm. Too calm. Sit down." He said. The moment I did, the door locked behind me. The speaker continued. "We will show you a series of images. You will react honestly. That is your job." Before I could respond, the first image appeared on a screen in front of me. A normal family photo. I relaxed slightly. Then it changed. A burned house. Then a hospital hallway. Then a child standing in the dark. Each image got worse. More disturbing. More personal. Somehow familiar. Then something strange happened. One image showed my own room. I froze. It was exactly my bedroom, but I was sleeping in it. On the screen, the speaker spoke again. Reaction recorded. My breathing got faster. "Who are you people?" I shouted. No answer. Then the final image appeared, and I wish it hadn't. It was me, sitting in that chair. But my face wasn't mine anymore. It was wrong, slightly distorted, like it was copied badly. Then the screen flickered, and I saw something behind me in the image. A person standing in the corner of the room, watching. But when I turned around, there was nothing there. The exit, the door unlocked instantly. Like nothing happened. The speaker said, "Thank you for participating." That was it. I walked out in shock. Outside, the others were already gone. Only the man in the suit remained. He handed me an envelope. Inside was the money. All of it. But my hands were shaking too much to count it. Before I left, I asked him one last question. What was that test for? He smiled slightly, for the first time, and said, "You passed." Then he added, "But most people don't." After that night, I went home. I tried to forget it. I really did. But something changed. My phone started glitching. Random images appearing in my gallery. All of them were screenshots from inside that room, even when I never took any. Sometimes at night, I hear the speaker again. Just one line. Reaction recorded. I never found that Craigslist post again. It was gone the next day. No trace. No history. Nothing. But I know one thing for sure now. That job wasn't about money. It was about something else. And whatever they recorded that night, they still have it.